Finnegan is throwing punches, ripping each other's helmets off.
I was a sailor on number 5, went on west back in 85, didn't know.
Hi, welcome to SVR Forum Videos. I'm your host, Natalie Rydström. After a thrilling penultimate Saturday, the Super 15, the two underdogs make it through to this weekend's grand final. Waikato Chiefs and ACT Brumbies meet in the Super 15 final at the weekend. But with the Chiefs such firm favourites, just where does the value lie? Well, sports writer Richard O'Hagan is joining us now to tell us where. Richard, welcome to the show.
Hi, Natalie.
Now, what did you make of the semi-finals last weekend?
I thought they were fantastic games. They were wonderful for me because the two sides that I'd backed both came through them, which was great. And in fact, the Waikato Chiefs came through in the way that I'd predicted as well, because they came from behind. They were losing at halftime 9-3 and they won 20 points to 19. So I think it makes for a very good final this weekend. I think it's probably the two teams that I've liked the most over the course of this tournament. The two sides I thought have played the best overall rugby during this tournament is in terms of playing consistently over a competition that lasts best part of 6 months. And I think that we can be in for a real storming final, which I suspect that the Chiefs are going to win because they're playing at home. But it should be some great times on Saturday.
Yes, I certainly agree with you there, Richard. But with the Chiefs being such strong favourites, where can we find value in this market?
Well, I think you've got to look to the old favourites, Natalie. So you've got to look to things like the first scoring play market, where I suspect we're probably going to see a Chiefs try first up. But you can get good value on either side scoring a try first of all. Bear in mind, we're in the depths of winter in New Zealand, so the kicking game doesn't necessarily come into play as much as it would do were, for example, this final being held in South Africa or even in Australia, where the pitches would be harder and the wind's less strong. So definitely first scoring play, try for either side, good value to be had there. Similarly, half-time, full-time market. Now, I do think that the Chiefs will probably be ahead at half-time, but if you go for the Brumbies to be ahead at half-time or you go for it to be a draw at half-time, there's good value to be had there. And I wouldn't discount either of those as a possibility because I think these are two sides that are much closer than the market actually thinks.
Right. Well, you mentioned that you think the Chiefs are going to win this, but what will the winning margin be?
Again, this is where the market seems to have the Chiefs at an extraordinary degree of favouritism. Plus 13 points is what I've seen as the favourite, which is just, to my mind, out of this world. If you look at the two semi-finals, look how close they were, decided by 1 point and 3 points. I think a Chiefs win by 1 to 5 points will net you a very good price out there. And that, I think, is the most likely outcome. I don't think this is going to be a runaway victory for any team.
Wonderful. Richard, thanks for joining us and enjoy the final.
I certainly will. Thank you, Natalie.